Hello, welcome to a Reiki workshop, Level 1. I am Robin. My great aunt attuned me back in the 1950s. Then it was called hands-on healing. For some, this presentation may be very boring. For the beginner, this module is very important. There will be questions in your Reiki training manual that pertain to these subjects. To those of you that have already studied these modules when you did your your massage course, I apologize. But I have to treat everyone as though they are a beginner. When we're looking at becoming an energy healer, naturally, first comes belief. We need to believe that there's a power far greater than ourselves, connected to all of those 40 trillion cells inside of our body that can be healed. Next comes gratitude. If you're not grateful and you're not working on your gratefulness, then you can't stay positive. And when you are not positive, you cannot give out healing energies. Theories associated with the universal energy field, all matter and psychological processes such as our thoughts, our emotions, beliefs, and attitudes are simply composed of energy. When applied to the human body, every atom, molecule, cell, tissue, and body system is composed of energy that, when superimposed on each other, create what is known as the human energy field. There is much energy all around us and within us, and we can learn to tap into that. Chakra balancing is very similar to Reiki. It's a form of hands-on healing. The difference is that the Indians believe that all of these chakra centers, and there are 114 of them, have color vibrations. And we will see soon how scientists are now proving that. A little on the history is Western scholars believe that chakra systems began around 500 BC, so before Christ. When the earliest yoga texts, the Vedas, were written, hands-on healers were very popular. In the oracle tradition, the transmission of knowledge was from the teacher to the student. As you become a Reiki level 1 or level 2 participant, or practitioner rather, you will learn the presence of this movement of all the cells through speech, stories, prose and verses. Even today in Eastern India, the oracle tradition of Reiki system, the information, the techniques and the knowledge held in common by a group of people have been held for many generations. In the Western world, we are familiar with the 7 primary chakra systems, such as the first chakra, which is down in the base of the spine. And when we're trying to heal that, we use the color red, or we visually try to see the color red around that area of our body. Then we have the next chakra, which we visualize as orange, and that is the sacral chakra. The third chakra is the solar plexus, and there we visualize yellow. The fourth is the heart chakra, which pertains to love, and that chakra is green. Then we have the blue chakra, which is our throat, which is connected to communication. And then we have an indigo color, which is around the third eye, between our eyebrows. The seventh chakra is our crown chakra, and that's what connects us to all of those higher powers and everything spiritual. I'll be sending this off to you in a PDF form, so you'll be able to read the psychological theories that particularly are being developed through neuroscience. It's a field of neuropsychology which studies the brain and the connection the brain has to the nervous system, and it's growing in popularity. Thanks to research and scientists, it is no longer considered witchcraft to practice healing work. So you're no longer going to be burnt at the stake. And history tells us that remedies, herbal remedies and hands-on healing and prayer and other religious rituals were used in treatments by monks and nuns of monasteries. In the beginning of time, people would lay their hands on the part of the body or a particular part of the body, and they would affirm the wellness. So that's where the belief system came in. And of course, as I said before, women in the 14th century were actually burned to death if they used this practice of healing. Now let's take another look at Reiki healing, chakra healing, which is a wonderful form of Reiki healing. But the difference is that, yes, you can do Reiki to yourself, but sometimes people don't trust it enough. Whereas chakra balancing, if you as a Reiki healer become a Reiki teacher or become a practitioner and add it to your massage services or your reflexology services, you can actually give a chart like this to your client and teach your client how to balance their chakras on a daily basis. So we have the red chakra, as I said before, is down the base of the spine. If you let them know that that chakra pertains to survival and security, they could write down here what it is about their security that needs changing. What do they need to put into an affirmation and affirm how to gain more security and comfort and survival techniques in their life. Then is our second chakra, which of course is our sexuality chakra, and it also pertains to our creative needs. So people can write down what it is that they need to change in those areas of their life. By writing down each of the chakra happenings, like the strengths in balancing each chakra, and they pick on the thing that pertains to their own personal life, it makes it easier for them to follow this system and to balance their chakras. So for instance, like in their spiritual chakra, which is at the crown and is chakra number 7, it's connecting them to a power greater than themselves. So it helps them develop a belief system, but they're not going to believe it fully until things in their life start changing. Some people just can't meditate for whatever reason. It's a journey and they may not be there yet. But teaching others how to balance their chakras and adding this to your services where you can make some money is to teach people how to balance their chakras, because things in their life will change by this positive action and the affirming of this action. So first comes the belief in the system that is greater than ourselves, such as our energy system. Then comes gratitude. We must daily focus on the things that we are grateful for and push out of our minds the things that are upsetting us. We cannot do anything about some of these things, so we shouldn't give them any thought, because whatever we give thought to grows. If I focus every day on what I am grateful for, I feel marvelously alive. And later on in this course, I'll be talking about smell therapy as well, because that is absolutely amazing healing system. Several Reiki courses that I have done over the years, because I wanted to refresh and to see how other people were training people in Reiki, didn't cover skin, nor the importance of cells, nor the importance of your aura system. In the epidermis layer, all of our skin cells, or all of our internal cells, are coming to the surface and they're hardening. Then from that, our aura is wafting out and around our body as a protective field. And we have all the energy from the sun and the atmosphere coming in and bouncing around on our body. We get vitamin D from sunlight, but many other things are happening. Sunlight actually has many, many colours, and we can't see them most of the time until after it rains and the rain has stopped and we see a rainbow in the sky. But those colours are there in the atmosphere, bouncing in and out of the trees and the plants and the birds and people and everything, trillions of times within a minute. Deep down in the dermis, if you look at your skin under a microscope, that's when you can see all the vibrating colours in and out and around the cells. Our hands do and can heal, because they have a totally different type of energy coming out of the palms of our hands to every other part of our body. And the aura is very different around our hands. And as our hands move more than any other part of our body, they're collecting more vibrational energy. When scientists looked at this closer and examined the epithelial tissue of the skin, which appears to be very solid in practical form, it reveals it actually has 99.999999% empty space. In actuality, the hand is made of superimposed dynamic energy in constant vibration and of consciousness. So we can consciously tap in to that vibrational energy. And this is what makes energy work possible and why energy shifting work heals. Gratitude and gratefulness, a very important part of becoming a Reiki healer, a hands-on healer, a chakra balancing healer, or any form of healer, or simply adding to our massage clinic. Gratefulness and gratitude and diarying such gratefulness and journaling it works. There is a growing body of research which shows there are many psychological benefits to being grateful, including feeling happier, lowering stress, depression, and anxiety. So clearly, a spirit of gratefulness and appreciation is essential. It's absolutely essential skill to develop, and everyone needs to do this. Gratitude is like most desirable traits and qualities in that It usually is not enough to simply decide to be grateful. We must actively practice being grateful. We need to write it down so we can confirm what we are grateful for. And it also helps us to prevent thinking in a negative form, because no matter what is going wrong in our life, being grateful about the things we are grateful for will take over those negative feelings. Now let's talk about mind shifting with gratitude. Whatever you're upset about with someone, don't focus on the things that you're upset about. Focus on what things are that you're grateful for about that particular person or situation, and write it down. Then say it out loud several times and push all the negative vibrational energy and thoughts out of your mind. Refuse to think about why you're so annoyed with that person. Focus on the goodness in that person. When you do this, this will assist you to shift your mind's energy to all that is good in your life, and it'll dismiss the negative energy and build new, happy mind muscles, regardless of whether you're facing serious psychological challenges. If you have never written a gratitude letter before, I am encouraging you to try it now. Much of our time and energy is spent pursuing things that we currently don't have. Gratitude reverses our priorities and helps us to appreciate people and things in a more profound and peaceful way. Pay it forward and the possibilities. Now, what has pay it forward got to do with Reiki? Well, it's part of your character building, learning to love the character you are, not because you'll ever be perfect at being mindful and grateful and all of those wonderful things, but because you're working towards being marvelously alive, being a person that other people enjoy to be around. The first thing you need to understand if you're going to pay it forward, because other people have done wonderful things for you in the past and you never got to repay them, or perhaps you didn't get to thank them, you can pay it forward and do wonderful things for either total strangers or other people that you know. But in so doing, we need to be careful when we want to do something wonderful for someone. Let's think about someone after a funeral. It's your best friend or your sister or someone close to you, and you've decided, without talking to them, to take a whole week off work to be there to nurture them. But they may want to be totally alone. Or maybe they just want to be alone with their children and their closest blood relatives. Always check before you pay it forward, because it may not be what the other person wants. You can do things like have a clean-up party at the beach, or just walk along the beach and take a bag with you and pick up rubbish as you go. That's a great thing to do, and it's character building. And there are lots of wonderful positive things you can do. You can write positive comments on your favorite blog, your website, or on your friend's social media account. You can give people compliments, total strangers. Smile. There are many things that you can do. And I have a list here for you which you can read when you receive the PDF file. But you can add to this list. There are many wonderful things that you can do. You can buy a terracotta pot and write positive words that describe your friend on the outside of the pot and give it to your friend just to make her day. The yin and the yang of life and everything and the most things are, and of course most things and most people are a little of both. And if you're going to become a healer, you need to study the yin and the yang of life more. And of course, daily exercise helps create a healthy mind because it gets lots of your cells inside your body moving, it vibrates more energy, and there are lots of great reasons why having a good exercise program works. It helps with chronic diseases and depression, the immune system. It gets rid of unwanted chemicals out of your body. So you just need to get up and get moving. Energy work such as Reiki, hands-on healing is very sedentary work, sitting in an office, those sorts of things. Therefore, it is important for you to become physical a few times a day. At least dance up and down or around and around to fast music, or jog in one spot each day if you can't get outdoors and exercise, but do something, because this will bring life to the yin and the yang of your world. Unconditional love is another wonderful form of building your character. I'm sure all of us have had times in our life where we have loved someone but not particularly like them. Love at first sight happens with such delight. It is an amazing feeling, and it just happens when you least expect it. With some couples, it lasts for a lifetime. With other couples, it doesn't. Parental love starts with either a shock or an excitement when you realize you are, going to give birth sometime soon. But it's a wonderful, deep, emotional type of love. Sexual love is often not attached to feelings of deep commitment. For a virgin of consensual sexual love, the feeling has depth, warmth, and is filled with many feelings, and some feelings of even being confused. It's also a painful form of love when the virgin is first entered by the man she has chosen to take her virginity. There are many, many, many forms of love, but the one I want to talk about the most is when you actually do not like someone. And this takes a lot of work. And to become a healer, you need to be the type of person who is able to love all people unconditionally. Conflict management is also going to be a very important part of becoming a Reiki healer or a chakra balancing person. Or if you're adding this service to your massage clinic and you are already a massage person, you would have already studied conflict management. If you're not already a masseuse and you're going to be taking part in one of my Reiki level classes, such as level 1, level 2, and then becoming a teacher or a Reiki master first, of course, then a teacher yourself, then you need to have great conflict management skills. So I've put a few little things about conflict management here for you to read, but you will need to study this further. And before your Reiki day with me, you will be given some questions on conflict management.